while the oven is heating, you mix your first batch of bread, which is made of stone ground whole wheat flour, water, salt, and yeast. And this is all mixed by hand in the dough box, where it's left to rise after you've finished mixing it. When the dough is risen to its right height and matured enough, you take it out and put it on the table. You cut it, weigh it, and shape it. You knead it into 2-pound loaves. Then those loaves are left to rise again. Whenever they have risen enough, then you shape them and put them in the pans, and they're put on a rack to rise. And depending on the heat of the room, for the time they're left on the rack, then they're put in the oven, and they're baked from 30 to 35 minutes. Sometimes, if the oven is a little cooler, it'll take 40 minutes to bake a batch of bread. And a batch of bread has 116 loaves in it. This process of baking goes back to the 1860s. This is the way they do it in 1860. The bread's used at the hotel, at Willard's Hotel, and the remainder of it is sold up at the village store.
Then you add a rennet, about 3 ounces of rennet to the 1,600 pounds of milk. Then you let the rennet settle, and the vat just gets like a thick pudding. Then there's 2 wire draw knives that goes back and forth through this vat. One is vertical and the other is horizontal, which breaks it up into curds and whey, or liquids and solids. And this is worked on for about an hour with a wooden rake. You got to firm the curds up, and also bring your temperature up to help firm the curds, which is 102. And the curd that's left there is kept and worked with till it all solidifies to a solid pack within 2.5 hours. Then it's cut with the draw knife, so slabs that's going to fit into a curd mill that you pull back and forth, it threads it into curds. It's cut up like that so the salt can get through it. Then they're stirred and worked with till the salt's well in it. In about 15 minutes time from that, it's taken over and put into a press, which is a hoop. And it's pressed down with pressure on it. Left there overnight. You get your block of cheese by the next morning. And this is what you take. Put it into an aging room and leave to cure from a flavor. Anywhere from 3 months to a year, depending on the flavor you want for the cheddar cheese.